Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging right into some seriously fascinating insights from IBM on asset lifecycle management. We're in the middle of a massive shift right now. We're looking at how AI is moving way beyond just passively analyzing data to actually getting its hands dirty, taking real action and protecting those massive industrial investments. Let's get right to it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just take a breath and let that number sink in for a second. We aren't talking about a yearly maintenance budget here. We are talking about the sheer, staggering cost of a major industrial operation. Think like a deep-sea offshore rig or one of those highly automated automotive assembly lines, literally grinding to a halt for just 60 minutes. When heavy machinery just stops working unexpectedly, the financial drain is immediate. It's absolutely catastrophic, and it accelerates by the second.
And this is exactly where that terrifying number comes from. It's really the villain of our story today. Michael Dawson from IBM Technology frames this high-stakes crisis perfectly, pointing out that unplanned outages and breakdowns can cost hundreds of thousands per hour. This isn't some hypothetical tabletop exercise. It is the harsh, everyday reality of traditional asset management. When your entire operation relies on hyper-complex machines, and those machines fail without a single warning, it triggers a full-blown emergency. It's a literal race against the clock, and every single tick is burning a fortune.
So, when you're facing a problem that literally drains hundreds of thousands of dollars an hour, how do operations actually fight back? We already know standard reactive maintenance is way too costly. You can't just sit around, wait for a critical component to snap in half, and then scramble a team to go fix it, right? The whole narrative has to shift. So, how does AI step in to rescue these operations? How does it transform the way we handle maintenance and make those critical asset decisions before a disaster even has a chance to strike?
Now, what's really interesting about this is the specific terminology IBM uses. We are talking about Agentic AI. And it's not just some passive dashboard giving you a pretty line chart to look at. It represents intelligent systems of action. This is the real hero of our explainer. Think about what that word agency actually means here. Instead of just, blinking a red warning light to flag a temperature spike in a motor, Agentic AI can automatically adjust the operational load. It can rewrap power. Or it can proactively trigger a highly specific work order for a technician, all before that motor actually melts down. It's technology with actual agency, actively stepping up to the plate. To truly appreciate this shift, we have to look at the stark contrast between the old way of doing things and the new. We are finally moving away from the era of unplanned outages and breakdowns, which, let's face it, is a reactive, chaotic, and wildly expensive way to operate where you're constantly just putting out fires. Instead, Agentic AI brings us into an era of predictive decision-making. Operations can now use these intelligent systems to look ahead, to deeply analyze the ongoing wear and tear of every single bearing and valve in the facility, and make decisions that entirely sidestep those sudden mechanical failures. It's a complete shift from constant panic to absolute control.
Let's move to how this actually builds, and see how we get from point A to point B. IBM breaks this down into a remarkably clear action pipeline. First up, it starts with data intake, basically absorbing the vast amounts of telemetry your assets generate every single second. We're talking vibration, temperature, pressure, you name it, it's taking it in. Then, the magic happens, turning all that raw noise into real-time guidance. The AI instantly analyzes those incoming conditions and recommends a precise, targeted action. And because this is all happening in real time, it leads directly to reliable outcomes. You get stable, predictable, and dependable operations, completely cutting out the human guesswork.
So, tying this together, these insights highlight three core focus areas that essentially form a comprehensive, intelligent shield around an operation. First, you've got maintenance improvement. This means fixing things smarter, right? Deploying technicians with exact instructions and the right parts, not just reacting a little faster to some vague alarm. Second is asset management optimization. This is all about squeezing the absolute maximum life cycle out of ridiculously expensive equipment, ensuring it runs efficiently for years longer than it ever would under standard maintenance schedules. And finally, predictive decision-making. This gives you the operational foresight to act way before a problem ever even surfaces to the human eye.
We started this whole thing by looking at a terrifying number, the sheer financial chaos of unplanned breakdowns. But we've uncovered how Agentic AI takes that raw data, turns it into real-time guidance, and creates these incredibly reliable, predictive outcomes. So the crucial point is this. It leaves us with a stark operational reality to reflect on. If outages cost hundreds of thousands an hour, can your assets afford not to use real-time AI guidance?